Lord, I always want to thank you that we have this space. We have this opportunity to come here, to praise you, to worship you, to grow closer to you. And so, Lord, I pray this morning can be one without distractions. That doesn't mean we didn't have problems or issues throughout the week, but maybe we can set them at the altar. We can leave them to you this morning, and so we can focus on how you're trying to change our lives. And the verse that I had this morning is from Mark chapter 16, and it says, "And he said to them, go into all the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole creation." And so that's something for us to think about this morning. We are called to go and proclaim to all the world, to share the gospel with our neighbors, with our friends and our enemies. As we look into our lives, where do we feel like we're doing that? Maybe you've given us opportunities to share with our family, with our neighbors, with our friends, but we often shy away because we're nervous about the reaction that they might have. But Lord, give us the courage to share your name. We know how much you have done for us, how much you've loved us, and so we should be unashamed in sharing your name. And Lord, this morning, one thing that's on my mind is the idea of community. As we've talked about some of these events starting up, as we talk about a mother's group, as we talk about our Wednesday nights, Lord, what community are we a part of? We shouldn't simply show up on Sundays and then just come back next week. But how are we involved in these communities throughout the week? Who are we letting pour into our life? Because no matter what path we're on, there's probably somebody here that can share wisdom with us on how to get through it and be closer to you. And on the flip side, there's probably somebody in this room that could use the advice that we have, the wisdom that we have, the experience that we have. Who are we pouring into? In the last few weeks at youth group, we've talked about this idea of how we're all unique within the church. Not everybody's the same because we all offer different things. God made us all unique. And so where can we plug in to give the talents that we have been given? Where can we plug in to give back? And where can we plug in to find the areas that we need filled, to meet the community of people that are willing to speak into our lives? And so maybe that's the question that we can leave with, of who is pouring into our life and who are we pouring into? Because we are meant to do this as a village. We are meant to do this together as a church. That we can show up and we know that people have been praying for us, that people care about us, and there's people willing to make a sacrifice so we might know you better. So Lord, this morning I pray that we can focus on that, to where you're calling us, to where we can spread the word, to spread the gospel. And that as Mike comes up and shares, that our hearts are ready and soft to listen to the message that you've given to him. So Lord, I'm thankful for the opportunity to come here to grow closer to you, to grow closer to those around us. And I pray this time is dedicated to you. And I just lift this up in your name. Amen.